Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something that the world doesn't always tell you. The greatest accomplishments are not the loudest ones. They are the quiet moments when no one is watching, when no one is cheering, when you are simply doing the work. Hard work done in silence is a foundation for greatness. In today's world, everyone wants recognition. They want the applause. But the real secret? Success isn't about the applause. It's about the daily grind, the behind-the-scenes efforts. The world doesn't need to see every step you take. They only need to see the results. The most successful people don't wait for the perfect conditions. They make the conditions perfect through consistent effort. And that effort, it's often done in silence. It's not for the world to see. It's for you to grow, for you to master your craft, for you to become better each and every day. You might feel lonely at times, and that's okay, because in those quiet moments, you're building something bigger than anyone can see. And when the world does see it, they will be amazed at what you've created. But you'll already know you've been working hard in silence all along. So don't get distracted by the noise. Don't chase attention. Focus on what matters: the work, the process, and the results. Keep grinding. Keep learning. Keep growing. And most importantly, work hard in silence, because your success will make the noise. Success is about the end product, not the applause you receive along the way. Keep your eye on the prize and let the results speak for themselves. The most successful people are not those who get it right once, but those who show up every day, quietly putting in the work. Consistency is the true measure of progress. The desire for attention can distract you from the real work. Your growth happens when you're focused on doing the work without needing validation. The ability to work without the need for constant recognition or feedback shows you have discipline. It's not about doing things for others to see. It's about staying true to your commitment. People will notice your success when it's ready to be seen. They won't see the hours you spent behind the scenes. But that's okay. Success isn't a show. It's a result of quiet effort. Not every result is immediate. Trust the process, even when it feels like the world is moving faster than you. Stay patient, keep working, and the rewards will come. People are looking for shortcuts, but shortcuts lead nowhere. The real rewards come from long-term effort and delayed gratification. The work may be silent, but it's always powerful. Don't rely on others to push you. When you are your own motivator, your work becomes a reflection of your internal drive, not external validation. Take time to assess your progress, refine your methods, and improve quietly. Every moment of self-improvement adds up to significant results. It's not the loud moments that lead to success. It's the small, quiet moments of effort, discipline, and focus that build the foundation for great achievement. Too many people get caught up in the idea of recognition. They believe that success is about how many people see them or applaud them. But the truth is, recognition is just a byproduct of success, not the goal itself. If you make recognition your focus, you'll constantly find yourself disappointed because it's unpredictable and unreliable. Recognition comes and goes, but results, real, measurable results, are what stand the test of time. When you focus on results, you're no longer concerned with external validation. You're focused on improving yourself, honing your skills, and delivering outcomes that matter. You measure your progress by the impact you make, not by how many people notice your efforts. The most successful people in life don't chase applause. They know that the real work happens in the quiet moments when no one is watching. They understand that their job is to create value, to make a difference, and to grow themselves in the process. If you want to be great, stop looking for external signals that you're on the right path. Instead, look at what you've accomplished and ask yourself, are my results aligned with my goals? Are they improving over time? If the answer is yes, you're on the right track. Focus on the work. Focus on mastering your craft. Focus on the impact you can make, and let the results speak for themselves. When you stop looking for recognition, you'll find that success starts to come naturally. And the recognition you receive will be well earned, not the product of chasing after something you can't control. Consistency is the cornerstone of success. It's the small, everyday actions repeated over time that compound into remarkable results. People often look for big breakthroughs, hoping for a moment of instant success, but that's not where true growth lies. True progress happens through the daily commitment to doing what's necessary, even when it feels repetitive or mundane. Consistency builds momentum. It's like a snowball rolling down a hill. It starts small, but as it continues, it gains size and speed. The results of your efforts may not be immediately visible, but over time, they build up and create something significant. Each small step you take, when done consistently, contributes to a larger vision that will eventually become a reality. The key is to stay focused on the process, not the result. You don't need to see massive leaps each day. What matters is that you're moving in the right direction and showing up every single day. Consistency is what separates the dreamers from the doers. It's easy to get excited at the beginning, but it's the ability to stay disciplined and keep pushing forward that ultimately leads to lasting success. People often fail not because they lack ability, but because they lack consistency. They start strong, but when the excitement fades or challenges arise, they lose their drive. The true winners, the ones who achieve lasting success, are the ones who continue to do the work day in, day out, whether or not they feel like it, whether or not anyone is watching, and whether or not they see immediate results. You must make consistency your ally. It's the secret to mastering your craft, to building wealth, to creating impact, and to growing as a person. It doesn't matter if you're working on a business, a career, or your personal development, the principle remains the same. It's not the big moments that make the difference, but the consistent, focused efforts over time that will get you where you want to go. Stay committed, stay consistent, and watch how, over time, it will all pay off. The truth is, most people are waiting for an audience before they get started. They're waiting for approval, recognition, or a sign that it's okay to begin. But success isn't about waiting for the spotlight, it's about doing the work regardless of who's watching. The world is full of distractions, and the temptation to seek validation can easily derail your progress. But the most successful people understand that the real value comes in the quiet hours when no one is around to see them struggle, learn, or put in the effort. The work you do when no one is watching is the work that builds character, skill, and long-term success. It's easy to be motivated when the crowd is cheering, but the true test of your commitment is how hard you work when you're alone. When you're not waiting for someone to notice, when you're not seeking external rewards, that's when your efforts start to pay off in ways that are real and lasting. We all know that success isn't easy. It takes time, effort, and sacrifice. The question is, are you willing to put in the work even if you don't get immediate feedback or recognition? Are you willing to continue putting in effort even when the only reward is knowing you're getting better inch by inch, day by day? That's what separates those who succeed from those who simply try. The people who make a difference in the world are the ones who show up and do the work consistently, even in the absence of applause. When you focus on doing the work and not on who's watching, you're building a strong foundation for your future. The external recognition will come when you've earned it. But in the meantime, the most important thing is to keep moving forward quietly but steadily. Keep working on your craft, honing your skills, and improving yourself without worrying about who notices or when. Trust that the work you do, no matter how invisible it seems at the moment, is building the path to the success you want. Doing the work regardless of who's watching is a mindset shift. It's about taking ownership of your journey and not relying on anyone else to motivate you. It's about understanding that the real rewards are found in the discipline, in the commitment, and in the pursuit of excellence, whether or not anyone is there to cheer you on. When you do the work, regardless of who's watching, you prove to yourself that you're in it for the long haul. And that's when the real magic happens. Silence is often misunderstood. In a world that's constantly loud and filled with distractions, many people think they need to speak up or make noise to be heard, to be seen, or to make an impact. But the truth is, silence is a powerful indicator of discipline. When you're truly disciplined, you don't need to seek attention or make noise. Your actions speak louder than words ever could. Discipline means doing what's required, regardless of whether there's a cheering crowd or someone watching your every move. It means staying focused on the task at hand and working toward your goals, even when it's hard, even when there's no immediate reward or recognition. Discipline requires the ability to remain calm, composed, and steady, while others may be caught up in the chaos around them. The disciplined person doesn't waste time with unnecessary chatter. They understand that real progress happens when they are quietly doing the work, refining their skills, and staying true to their commitments. They are not swayed by the noise or distractions of others. Their silence is not a sign of indifference, but a mark of self-control. They know that their time is better spent focusing on the actions that will move them closer to their goals rather than engaging in empty talk. In moments of silence, you gain clarity. When you are quiet, you can hear your inner thoughts, reflect on your progress, and evaluate where you need to improve. Discipline doesn't demand constant validation. It thrives in quiet persistence, the kind of persistence that keeps you working when the world isn't watching. It's in those moments of solitude, when no one is looking, that you truly grow and improve. And when the time comes to make your impact, it will be the culmination of all those quiet, disciplined efforts that speak volumes. True discipline is about holding yourself accountable, without needing others to hold you accountable. It's the ability to stay on course even when no one is cheering for you, even when it feels like nobody cares. Your silence is your strength, your focus, and your commitment. It's your inner drive that propels you forward. And in the end, it will be your disciplined actions, not your words, that make the difference. Silence is the space where discipline thrives, and discipline is what leads to lasting success. The world is quick to judge, and often it judges only the finished product. People admire the results, they marvel at the success, but what they rarely see are the countless hours of effort, the sacrifices, the late nights, and the relentless pursuit that led to that moment. They don't see the struggle, the setbacks, or the failures. They don't see the countless attempts and the resilience it took to overcome each obstacle. All they see is the polished, final result, the tip of the iceberg. Success isn't just about what people see, it's about everything that happens behind the scenes, long before anyone acknowledges your achievements. The world doesn't see the early mornings, the mistakes, the lessons learned the hard way. It doesn't see the work you put in when there was no audience to witness it. What they see is the culmination of your efforts, the final piece of the puzzle, and they think it happened easily or quickly. But that's never the case. The process, the real journey, is where the real growth happens, and it happens in silence, out of view of the public eye. When people admire the result, they often forget the process that created it. They don't see the many failed attempts or the times you were tempted to give up. They don't see how hard you had to push yourself to keep going when things didn't look promising. The truth is, most people don't appreciate how much goes into achieving greatness. They only see the finished product. And that's how it should be. The work is yours to do. The effort is yours to give. The results will eventually speak for themselves. If you are truly committed to greatness, you need to be okay with the idea that the world won't see the full picture until much later. You need to understand that success isn't an overnight phenomenon. It's the result of daily dedication, a willingness to persist when things get tough, and the courage to keep going when the reward feels far off. The world will only see the final product, but it's what you do in private, when no one's looking, that truly determines your success. So keep working, keep improving, and keep pushing forward, knowing that the world will only ever see the end result. And when they do, it will speak for itself loudly and clearly. The time you put in, the struggles you faced, and the discipline you demonstrated will be reflected in the success they admire, but they won't understand what went into it. And that's perfectly fine, because in the end, the results are all that matters. Patience is not just about waiting, it's about maintaining the right mindset while you wait. Too many people are in a rush to get somewhere, and they want results immediately. But in reality, the greatest achievements require time. Whether it's building a business, mastering a craft, or growing as a person, patience is the virtue that allows you to stay committed and focused while the process unfolds. The world today wants things fast, instant gratification is everywhere. But success doesn't come that way. It takes time to build something meaningful, and it takes time to develop the skills and mindset necessary to achieve your goals. If you expect results to happen overnight, you'll find yourself constantly disappointed. But if you embrace the idea that great things take time, you'll start to see your efforts in a new light. Patience allows you to see the long-term picture and stay focused on the process even when the rewards aren't immediate. It's easy to give up when results are slow or when the challenges seem overwhelming. But true success comes from the ability to stay the course when things don't happen as quickly as you'd like. The key is understanding that every small step forward, no matter how slow it seems, is progress. The journey toward success isn't a sprint, it's a marathon. And those who succeed are the ones who know how to endure the slow periods without losing faith in their ability to reach the finish line. Patience is about being comfortable with uncertainty. It's about doing the work, staying disciplined, and trusting that, over time, your efforts will bear fruit. The world may not see the progress you're making in those quiet, slow moments, but you know that each day you're getting closer to your goal. So don't be discouraged by the slow pace. In fact, take pride in the process, knowing that the best things in life are worth waiting for. In the end, patience isn't just a passive act of waiting, it's an active, determined focus on the long term. It's about making consistent progress, even when the results don't come right away. The successful people in life aren't the ones who rushed through the process, they're the ones who endured, who stayed focused on their vision, and who knew that with time and effort, their patience would pay off. The results will come when they're supposed to, and they'll be far more rewarding because you had the patience to earn them. In today's world, the temptation for instant gratification is everywhere. We're conditioned to expect quick results, whether it's a fast meal, a fast answer, or a fast track to success. But here's the truth, the things that are truly worth having, the things that lead to lasting success and fulfillment, are not gained instantly. They take time, effort, and most importantly, patience. The trap of instant gratification is one that can derail your long-term goals if you're not careful. The problem with instant gratification is that it rewards you with temporary satisfaction, but it doesn't build anything substantial. The pleasure you get from a quick fix fades quickly, and in the long run, you find yourself right back where you started, searching for the next quick hit. Whether it's spending money you don't have, taking shortcuts in your work, or seeking approval from others, the satisfaction you get from instant gratification is fleeting, and it often leaves you with nothing to show for it. Real success, on the other hand, is built on delayed gratification. It's about doing the hard work when no one is watching, staying disciplined when the rewards are far off, and making choices that will pay off in the future. The path to real achievement is about taking small steps every day, knowing that each action is bringing you closer to something far more valuable than any quick fix can provide. The key to avoiding the trap is learning to appreciate the process. It's not about getting something quickly, but about earning it over time. It's about building your skills, your character, and your resilience, knowing that true success is the result of consistent, focused effort. The greatest accomplishments in life come from the ability to delay immediate rewards and invest in something that will give you far greater returns down the road. The good things in life take time. Success is not something that's handed to you, it's something you build day by day, step by step. So when the temptation for instant gratification comes knocking, remind yourself that it's the long-term rewards that will truly fulfill you. The quick pleasures are distractions, while the real rewards come from the discipline to stay the course and keep working even when the results aren't immediate. Avoid the trap of instant gratification, and you'll find yourself achieving the kind of success that lasts. Self-motivation is the driving force that keeps you going, even when there's no one around to cheer you on. If you rely on external praise to fuel your actions, you're setting yourself up for disappointment. The problem with seeking validation from others is that it's inconsistent and fleeting. One day people may recognize your efforts, and the next they may not even notice. If your motivation is tied to someone else's approval, you'll find yourself constantly looking outside for the fuel you need to keep going. But true success comes from within. It's about waking up every day and deciding that you're going to put in the work. Not because you're waiting for someone to give you a pat on the back, but because you have a vision, a purpose, and a commitment to yourself. When you learn to motivate yourself, you stop needing constant validation. You start to realize that the real rewards come from knowing you've done your best, whether anyone else recognizes it or not. Self-motivation means having a clear sense of direction, setting your own standards, and holding yourself accountable. It means staying disciplined even when things get tough and when there's no one around to offer a compliment or a word of encouragement. People who succeed are the ones who are driven by an internal desire to improve, to achieve, and to push themselves beyond their limits. They don't need others to tell them they're on the right path. They know it because they trust their own judgment and are committed to their own growth. When you're self-motivated, you don't need to wait for external rewards. You get satisfaction from the work itself, from knowing you're moving closer to your goals. You understand that the journey is just as important as the destination. You don't need others to tell you that you're doing well because you already know. And when external praise does come, it's just a bonus, not the reason you're doing the work. Self-motivation allows you to maintain momentum when things get hard. It helps you keep going when the road gets tough, and it gives you the strength to keep working when the results aren't immediately apparent. External praise is nice, but it's not sustainable. Self-motivation is what will carry you through the challenges and help you reach your full potential. It's the internal drive that keeps you moving forward, even when the world isn't watching. Mastering the art of self-reflection is one of the most powerful tools you can develop for long-term success. It's easy to get caught up in the day-to-day grind, to focus solely on the external tasks and responsibilities, but the real growth happens when you take a step back and look inward. Self-reflection is about understanding where you are, where you've been, and where you're going. It's about taking the time to evaluate your actions, your decisions, and your progress not just once, but regularly, to ensure that you're always moving in the right direction. Too many people are so busy chasing external goals that they forget to check in with themselves. They're focused on what's happening around them, but they're not paying attention to what's happening within them. Self-reflection is the key to understanding whether your actions are aligned with your values, whether your habits are supporting your goals, and whether you're making the right decisions for your future. It's an honest assessment of where you stand and an opportunity to make necessary adjustments. The best way to approach self-reflection is to be brutally honest with yourself. Don't sugarcoat your mistakes or try to avoid uncomfortable truths. Growth comes from facing the hard realities of where you've gone wrong and learning from those experiences. You need to ask yourself tough questions. What did I do well? What could I have done better? What am I avoiding? How can I improve tomorrow? These questions are the foundation for growth because they force you to stop, think, and take responsibility for your progress. Self-reflection also helps you recognize the patterns in your behavior. It's easy to fall into the trap of repeating the same mistakes over and over, but when you reflect on your actions, you start to see where you're making those mistakes and why. You start to identify areas in your life where you may need to change your approach or develop new skills. Without this kind of honest reflection, you can easily fall into stagnation, repeating the same cycle without moving forward. When you make self-reflection a habit, it becomes a powerful tool for continuous improvement. It helps you keep track of your growth and ensures that you're not getting too complacent. It's about checking your ego, staying humble, and recognizing that there's always room for improvement. The more you reflect, the more you learn about yourself, and the better you become at making decisions that will lead to your success. Success isn't just about achieving external goals, it's about becoming a better version of yourself along the way. Self-reflection gives you the clarity and insight you need to make meaningful changes, to correct your course, and to continue evolving. It's the practice that separates those who achieve long-term success from those who only experience short-term wins. When you master the art of self-reflection, you become the architect of your own future with the power to shape it the way you want. Success doesn't come from dramatic one-time efforts. It doesn't come from waiting for the big break, the lightning strike of opportunity, or the moment when everything finally falls into place. No, success is the result of small, quiet efforts that accumulate over time. It's the countless, often unseen actions you take each day that move you closer to your goals. These efforts are not flashy, and they're rarely noticed by others, but they are the foundation on which everything else is built. The world may only see the end result, the polished product, or the big achievement, but what they don't see are the small, everyday actions that led up to it. It's the hours you put in when no one is watching, the decisions you make when there's no immediate reward, and the consistency with which you pursue your goals.